Hello everybody and welcome back to TTTV to bring you the Competitive Racing Club Tier 2 Championship Finale in Bathurst for the Australian Grand Prix. Hello everybody and welcome. My name is Alan Cavagnaro, and for the first time in Tier 2 we bring you alongside James Head.
Good evening everyone, hopefully everyone is keeping well. I cannot wait to see what unfolds here tonight. I mean, 4 guys coming into tonight in a championship battle. One of the guys about to start the lap, Agulator, coming through the final corner.
Yep, Agulator is about to start his lap as he's running up to the line. Should start the lap, yep, because this track is quite long. And just a little context, first 2 corners, they're pretty easy. After that, it gets a little complex. So, as this is the first time we've raced here in CRC, the Australian Grand Prix, the first time we've ever raced in the Southern Hemisphere. So, right now, you're seeing temperatures of, if you're seeing in Fahrenheit, 140 degrees for Fahrenheit for the track temperature. That's almost roughly towards 50 degrees Celsius, something like that, in the 40s maybe. Should be the hottest race weekend in CRC history this time around in Bathurst, and especially having it a championship finale, the heat and the tension is up as we have 4 drivers in contention to take the crown today. It should be on top Blizzard with 164, Matt with 160. Then I remember Agulator with 155, and Maze 21 points behind Blizzard all the way down in 4th. And, you know, he does have a long way to come from. I feel like all 4 drivers do have a good possibility of taking the crown today at Bathurst. Anything can happen.
Anything can and probably will happen. It's Bathurst. It's one of my favourite tracks to commentate on and to drive around for that fact as well. And coming down the hill, oh my god, it is so death-defying in these cars. Agulator must be feeling as if he's going to probably crap himself at any stage. And just nearly, speaking of which, he just nearly lost it down the hill into the braking zone. But goodness me. And that was, of course, down. He's now coming down the Conrod straight down towards the chase, and this track is really fearsome, as nearly proven there by Agulator.
Yeah, I was going to say that Sector 2 is really fits like a street circuit, and it's even more cruel than Long Beach. We thought last weekend was cruel. It was cruel on my internet, and what happened was I was able to unplug everything, replug everything, do a hard reset finally, and the Wi-Fi should be good for this round, so I should be streaming both rounds with James, which is fortunate. It's fantastic. But James, happy that you streamed Long Beach. We got that out there. It was a great race, by the way, for both tiers that we did miss out on. But, you know, Bathurst should definitely be very interesting. It's much more challenging than a street circuit. And when you say that, you know, it raises the eyebrow a little bit as Agulator goes quickest.
Yeah, Agulator going quickest with a 208.5 out on track. So obviously the times are going to come down. Just to speak about something that has happened already in qualifying, Tiger Kart, ILRT's latest signing to CRC, within CRC of course, ILRT represented by Tiger Kart tonight, and Bart has already had a mechanical fault, meaning he is out of this session.
It's interesting. I'm not sure. No, Bart is still... He has a mechanical fault, but he's still running in the session. He's still on the bottom. He's right now in Sector 2 climbing the hill.
Yeah, he's had a mechanical fall, and I thought, oh, it might be him out of the session.
Maybe he blew an engine, returned to the pits, something like that. I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah.
But Matt is the quickest one so far. 7/10 ahead of Agulator. That's pretty close considering the fact that this track is just inches apart from flipping your car, and very close it is here in Bathurst already.
It is very close already, and 1.7 seconds separating the 3 drivers currently that have decided to set a lap so far. We should see quite a close-knit qualifying here, I think. Just right on board with the championship leader Blizzard as he now comes down the Conrod straight. He's on a lap. He's on a set of medium. He's on in the McLaren, of course. I was saying he's on a set of mediums because I've just done 24 hours of F1 commentary for an hour, so it's difficult to get back into the run of things for Project Cars. But Blizzard looking good currently on this lap, and I've got to be honest, he could be the favourite to take the win. But as you said to me before we came live, he's blew a 60-point gap.
Oh, and Matt slaps the wall. And again, it's anyone's game at this point. I mean, we head to a track like this. And yeah, we were going to talk about Blizzard did have a 62-point lead after his 3rd win of the season. And now it's just down to 4 points as we approach the season finale. And especially at a track like Bathurst. I mean, he found lots of trouble around Long Beach, especially at Fuji as well, which is the widest track So especially now that we're surrounded by barriers, I'm not entirely sure how Blizzard will react to this track. Hopefully he, gets out in front, he pulls off a lead, and that's something that can help him, hold on to this championship before it falls away from him. But again, Matt's come out of nowhere, Agulator's come out of nowhere. I mean, besides last race where he didn't race, he's had 10-something races of consecutive podiums, and he's hoping to continue that today.
He is hoping to continue that today, and I think it bears in mind how difficult this track actually is. I've just rode on board with one of the Renaults, and I think it's Bart, and look at his cracked windscreen out on track. That is how difficult this track is. So Bart setting a 2:31.7, clearly made a few mistakes on that lap. Agulator, by the way, did improve and is improving through the second sector, through the first sector I should say, as he now comes towards the highest point on the track. He's 3/10 off Matt at this stage.
Yeah, I was going to say, the times are crucial here in Bathurst. It's even more important than in Monaco, if we, ever decide to race there. The thing is, it's very, very possible that the big one happens on lap 1. And you hear that term in NASCAR races, at Daytona and Talladega, but the difference is they have so much track space, but those cars are so bunched up together, and here, they have no space at all. So one wrong move into the wall, and next thing you know, you're basically holding up the field behind you, and there's nowhere really to go unless you do it in a part of the track that's at least a little bit wider. But again, it's a possibility that could happen, and we know it may happen. There's Matt in the pits, and Tiger Car does not set a lap time yet. 6 minutes left. Do you think everybody's going to get a lap in?
Hopefully everyone will get a lap in. Just running on board there with Blizzard. I'm not sure if he came into the pit lane there or just retired it out on track. Bart, by the way, has had another mechanical fault, so he will be coming out the pits, and indeed he is. He's coming out the pits now. Not many guys have set a lap. I'll tell you somebody who is on a lap, though. It is Mays, I do believe, and he is on he's in fourth currently in the standings on 143 points coming into tonight, and he's running down the Conrod Straight in towards the chase. 142 degrees Fahrenheit, 87 degrees Fahrenheit in terms of air temperature, and Mays just having a little bit of a lock up there down into the chase. Not looking like a good lap, but I think he's actually going to retire this and come into the pits. He has.
Yep, so he's going to try again with 5 minutes left. Hopefully he has the time to do so, or else we have 4 people on the board at a time, and one of them is 23 seconds off.
One of them is 23 seconds off, and that, of course, is Bart with a 2:31.7 from him out on track. He'll be looking, of course, to improve that time significantly and try and get in and amongst the field, in amongst the big runners. But if he clips the wall like that, I don't think he's going to be, and he's holding up. I think that might be Blizzard in behind him. Just been held up. Oh, and it clips the wall. Goodness me, Bart. God almighty. Right clonk against the wall. Luckily he's on an outlap.
Yep. So Blizzard right now is trying to put in a lap time. See 14 liters on the tank. I think he obviously has hards on. Anybody who decides to put on softs here, they're trying to commit. Don't want to go there, but those tires are definitely going to heat up. And it's really, like we said, the hottest race in CRC history. So expect the bizarre circumstances to happen to these tires. Even at hards, they're going to heat up.
Yeah, they will heat up indeed, and I think Blizzard coming down the straight is on an outlap at this stage. 13 litres of fuel left in that tank, so we should see the championship leader set a lap. And I'm very well informed that Blizzard is actually going to be going back to the 24 hours of F1 to do a stint later on today as well. So he's literally hot from the here over to 24 hours of F1, which he's already drove in once so far. So he's a busy man tonight.
Yeah, he's triple stint. He's triple stint as we see right now. He's already got one race in. He's doing this one as he qualifies fourth. 9 seconds off at 2:17. Obviously, I don't think that's going to be his official lap. Obviously, he slowed down when Bart spun in front of him, so I think this will be his flyer. But after this, he has a couple more races to do. So a busy man, like you said, and, well, I think he likes to be a little bit busy, as we've seen him do many leagues and many races before, and it's really where his practice comes from.
Looking very nice through there, through turn 2. I've got to be honest, coming towards the highest point of the track, he's got to try and make sure he doesn't clonk against the wall or clip the barrier on the inside. This track very much, of course, at the favour of hitting the wall. And Blizzard so far looking very good, and as proven there, 8.7 seconds up on his time. But saying that, he's just had a moment at the top of the hill just before McKelney straight, and now he is pretty much out of contention possibly. I'm not sure he's still on this lap though.
Yeah, I was gonna say, High Grade just picked up a grid penalty from speeding in the pits. Actually, I think he got 2 of them, did he? Yeah, 2 grid place penalties.
Unfortunately, he's going to be down in... Well, he's going to be behind me and you, I think, at this rate.
And Maze just commented the stream. Oh, and there goes Bart into the tire barrier. 2.5 minutes left. I don't think that's going to really give him much time to go back out there. But yeah, Maze just commented saying, why would you race someone who went on an outlap? So I think that really goes to show how frustrated he's been in this championship fight. I mean, right now, yeah, he sits P9 in this qualifying session, which is unfortunate for him. 2:15 remain. He just wants to get something on the board, but Maze right now is stuck in the pits, and he's going to be the only one not out there setting a lap. I mean, you have Tiger Card and High Grade, and that's Agulator who spun on the top of the hill at its peak.
Just watching on board with Blizzard, by the way, he's 9.3 seconds up in that middle sector. So that clunk against the wall is not really affecting his performance. Coming around the final corner, I think he's going to be quicker than LRT Matter here, you know. Cross the line, should be proven here.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, 207.5.
1/10 off, and then 4/10 behind Blizzard is Agulator. So the top 3 in the championship are 1, 2, 3 in the order that they run. And it's quite interesting to see as we have 1:30 left. Blizzard does want to get clear, but will he come into contact with the wall this race? We will see. It's, you know, it's his championship to lose at this point. And again, Agulator's still on a lap, so is Matt. So again, you can't count them out yet.
Yeah, Tiger Cart just about to come around the final corner as well. And he has got visible damage on the right-hand side of his car. He's clearly been into the wall somewhere out on track. I think this is his lap. So Tiger Cart coming across the line will go 5th, 2.5 seconds off, 2:10.1. Smooth out the lap, I think. He could be right up there. And High Grade is coming through the chase as well. Just off the Conrod straight, now running down towards turn 24 out on the track. The Mercedes should be beneficial around here, but remember that middle sector is going to be a real car killer, and this race in general is going to be a war of attrition.
As I say, as we're looking at Matt now, does he improve? No, he does not, and this should be his final lap time. If we look at Agulator, this will be his final lap as well. If you look at Blizzard, this will be his final lap as well, so all these guys have one more lap to do, their final qualifying session of Season 4, and it looks to be quite interesting. Flaky's in 4th, I think he's a little content with that. I mean, you have High Grade in 6th, he's able to set a time, and it's the only one that did not set a time is Maze, and he's back in 9th. So really, he has the hardest struggle in this championship fight. He still is in 4th place, and I believe he could lose 4th place today in the championship if he doesn't defend it well.
Yeah, he could. To be honest, I think it's about 20 points separating Maze and the guy in 5th position. Blizzard, by the way, coming around the final corner. He's a 10th up through the middle sector. Can he improve even further to go quicker than Matter once again? Round the final corner, he's the first to come across the line. We've only got 4 cars out on track, and he doesn't improve in the end, does Blizzard. So no improvement shown there.
Yeah. I will say, as qualifying session is over, Blizzard's in the pits. We'll stay with Matt here, as he's exiting Sector 2 now. We held a poll yesterday, asking who will win the championship in Tier 2 and in Tier 1. In Tier 2, 50% of the votes, by the way, 36 people voted in 2 days. 50% of the vote are saying Blizzard will win the championship. 25% of the vote says it'll go to Matt. 11% says Agulator, and 14% says Maze. I mean, this could be a little bit of fanboying here and there. I mean, Maze has a harder challenge to come back from in this championship, and Agulator has been the most consistent one, so it's kind of surprising to see that he has the least likely odds to win this championship.
Yeah, Agulator just improving there. Maze obviously going to be starting in 9th in this race. And I think I did put my vote in the poll, and I voted for Blizzard to take the championship win. Matter, I don't think, is improving coming around the final corner. Agulator, as I say, improved to 207.993. Matter across the line. Oh, it goes quickest by 3.5 tenths.
Ooh. Amazing pull. He puts it up there. It's a 207.2, and he'll put it on front of the grid. for this championship finale. That's what he needed. And again,
Wow.
I feel like with what happened in Agulator last weekend, I really feel like the ball's out of his court now, and it's Matt's turn to take this championship away from Blizzard. Again, it's Blizzard's championship to lose here. And yeah, Maze is down in 9th, not setting a lap, and 2 grid place penalties. So actually, I think, James, you'll be ahead of High Grade, even though we're not racing. Yep. We tried it a couple times with Bart and hosting, and we got a couple glitches sometimes. And as I say glitches, there goes your car, doing questionable things.
Oh, there was 2 cars, I think.
All right, so why don't we ride on board with Matt as we get ready? We don't have to spectate that. All right, so championship picks now that we've gotten qualifying underway.
Championship picks. I still think Blizzard is going to take this win. It is a very hard track, but Bathurst, I think, is the difference between a man and, well, I was going to say a man and a woman there, but that's really not. A man and a boy, I think, out on track. That's the word I was looking for. Goodness me. Don't want to be getting myself mixed up in the other bit. But I just think Blizzard is going to take the race away in here tonight.
I see it the other way around.
I think, will be second. It could be the other way around. You never know.
I'm just saying, like, I'm saying in Tier 2, we've seen Blizzard hit barriers that are miles and miles off the track. We've seen him hit walls at Fuji, the widest track on the calendar. Again, Blizzard is a fantastic driver, don't get me wrong. It's just, we've seen from time and time again, when he gets closer to the apex and right up against the wall, it's just time and time again, he's just been consistent in not performing in those types of areas, and Matt has. And I believe Matt did very well at the street circuit of Long Beach last week, and he's performed well to get 3 wins this season and outbest Blizzard for the majority of the second stint of the season, but we're green for the Australian Grand Prix in Bathurst, and a terrible start from Matt, and Blizzard's away. Unless he jumped the start.
I think he jumped the start there. He couldn't have got that good of a start.
I'm going to check Matt's stream, see if everything lines up correctly, but as it stands right now, good getaway from Blizzard, and Matt is catching quickly, by the way. I thought he'd be a little bit farther back, but I guess not.
Yeah, not too far away. 0.4 of a second coming up the hill, then through turn 2, up towards 3 and 4. Trust me, there's 24 corners on this track, so count them as you go along. Blizzard leading the way by 0.6 of a second. He's controlling the race from the start, but I've got to mention Tiger Car got a hell of a start. Up to 3rd position, jumping Agulator, and Agulator's beginning to hold up a little bit of a training behind him. Flaky down there in 5th. It's then Bart in 6th, Maze in 7th, and High Grade in 8th. Agulator has got a massive, massive gap now to catch to Tiger Kart, and the new ILRT driver is beginning to make himself known. The Ferrari's against the... Oh, and Tiger Kart loses it down the hill. He's into the wall. Tiger Kart losing it. That's a commentator's
curse. Oh my goodness,
curse.
commentator's
Once
curse.
Again. I'm sick of getting giving commentators curses now, like I did last night. Oh, dearie me.
Yep, Maze is in 6th, and his teammate, TTG teammate is not letting him by, and I think Maze through that corner spectacularly. Hangs on Blizzard, and I can confirm he did not jump the start. That was a clean start, and Blizzard is getting away nicely on the opening start of this race, and he right now leads a championship.
Unbelievable judgment off the start. To get a start like that takes something special, I think, and Blizzard has done exactly that, and he's answering everyone's questions currently out on track. But Bathurst, 45 minutes. This is going to be a very long race, and you never know what could happen. Agulator, by the way, in 3rd is just disposed of Flaky in the back of shot, and I'm proud to say everyone is still going nice on track as well through the first lap. But Blizzard really beginning to dominate out in front.
Yeah, that gap is starting to pick up a little bit. I mean, as we head uphill, they're both McLarens. They're both same machinery. Agulator's back there in 3rd place. Then you have, I believe Maze is still back there in 6th. I'm not going to check just in case something happens. But Tiger Kart is now 8th. A little bit lag on my screen. Hopefully it's nothing too bad. And if it begins to get a little bit worse, we'll have you stream, James. But for the time being, it looks to be good. 42 minutes left, and Blizzard still leads. And, you know, I thought there would have been some opening lap carnage, but Matt is sticking with Blizzard. And actually, he's gained in. He's 3/10 now, but then again, I think that's because we're in a slower part of the track. But again, I feel like he is gaining quite a bit through this portion.
It could come to show as well, Blizzard not making any mistakes, not making any contact with the wall, and he's just taking that a little bit easier, but I don't think he's taking that easy as he nearly goes into the gravel there, down the hill, through the braking section here, and Blizzard coming through nicely, 3/10 ahead of ILRT, Matter in second. Aguilera has disposed of Flaky, who I think might have made a mistake on this lap. So Aguilera now ahead of Flaky for third position. And then it is in fifth, Maze, who has jumped Bart, and now Maze is through on Bart for fifth. Highgrade now seventh, and Tiger Cart again has had a moment down the hill. But look at the battle for the leader. Look at Matter's closing speed.
Oh, he's there. I feel like the slipstream will be evident as we come up to the corner. Will he try and make a pass here, or will he wait to the corner or the final corner? Using up the track, he looks to the inside. He's going to make a move up the inside, and he's going to run off the track. Both of them are off the track early on in the race. I think he's gonna have to let him go. It's an illegal overtake of some sorts. He's going to have to let him go, and he will. But this is good for Aguilera. He's back in this, and he's going to defend to the inside.
Aguilera's trying to go for the inside line. They're never going to pull off because ILRT Matter was always going to have to run. But down towards turn one, you know, down towards Hell Corner, Aguilera's going to the inside line, but the Porsche's not going to get that move done from that far back. And Blizzard now leads 1.3 seconds. So actually, with that contact being made, he has now gained the time back on ILRT Matter. But Matter's closing speed down into the chase was quite something to watch.
I was going to say, yeah, it's going to take some time to gain back on Blizzard. He's going to have to be a little bit more cleaner to attempt an overtake now that he knows that it's not really the best place to overtake. We will see if that's the way to go. But as of right now, Blizzard still leads, but for how long? Again, that gap is coming down. I feel like in this section, Matt really is key, and the gap was 2 seconds, now it's 1 second. We could even be less than a second within DRS zone if these were F1 cars, but we'll see exiting Sector 2 if that's the case.
Yeah, Matter looking a lot quicker towards the middle sector here, and he's doing a good job out on track. Blizzard, of course, is trying to just maybe only a little bit of air of caution, as I say, to try and take the lead of this race. By the way, I'm just going to sign into the TTTV account just in case we do go down on the stream, because I've just realised I haven't signed in, so I'll do that now.
Yep, so 39 minutes left, and yeah, if it does go down, we'll have you stream. That's totally fine. We'll have some footage from this race. We didn't have that security last week, so luckily we have that today, and, you know, what a coincidence you're here for the finale, right?
It is a coincidence, but I'm really enjoying it. Third commentary of the night, Tier 1 will be as well.
Yep, so less than 39 minutes now. It's got to be a little bit more patient. The gap is now half a second. I feel like next lap, Matt can make an overtake, but for right now, it is Blizzard's championship to lose. He's actually run wide, and he can make an overtake off the final corner, losing a couple tenths there. Matt is closer as he is ever than before, almost hitting the cones. Right back behind, trying to force, or at least pressure, I should say, Blizzard into a mistake. Crossing the line, 38 minutes left.
0.4 of a second separating Matter quicker than Blizzard by nearly, well, just under a second. Last lap around. Aguilera just beginning to lose the time out on track. Highgrade, by the way, is still out ahead of Tiger Cart. It looks like he's managed to get that car now stopped down the hill. He's right on the back of him, in fact, is Tiger Cart on the run towards turn 1, trying to get the move done, but he's not going to be close enough down towards turn 1. But he's looking a lot quicker, and he's beginning to pick them off, possibly one by one. Just as soon as I say that, he's run into the gravel.
Yep, and actually, Aguilera's falling behind. I thought this would have been key. Like, he's at past the start. He's up there, but Aguilera just does not have the pace. He's averaging 210s, and Matt is averaging 207s. Blizzard 208s. He slapped the wall. And there he goes, and Matt's ran into him. He's ran into him. Will that be crucial towards the championship? Maybe. Matt has some front end damage, and Blizzard, I think Matt got the worst of it, actually.
Yeah, Matt did get the worst of that as well. Highgrade, by the way, and Maze have gone through on Tiger Car. So Tiger Car had a moment into the wall going up in towards turn 2. I was just looking on board with that and then cut to the action for the lead of the race. Blizzard leading now from Matter. But Aguilera, that Porsche does not seem to be as quick as the guys ahead. Luckily for Matter, I see visible damage to the left-hand side.
Luckily, streaming.
Blizzard's into the wall!
Yeah, I was going to say, it's only 9 front damage for Matt, so I think he's good. He's good. Everyone's good. And I think that terrible exit is going to set up another overtake for Matt to make, but this time, will he stay on track? We will see. 36 minutes remain. He's going to try a different route. Will he get crowded? And he holds the middle line. Not wide enough, but this point may be the point to make an overtake. 36-36. And holding in. Got to be patient.
Gotta say, looking good through there. Matter, he realised his mistake from early on in the race, and he doesn't want to make the same mistake to go back into the back of Blizzard. They've made contact twice already. Blizzard just running wide slightly through the final corner, into Mary's corner, but across the line once again to now start lap 5. It's still Blizzard leading, Matter second, Aguilera in third. I'll tell you, somebody though is coming into this race, slowly but surely. Flaky is not going to be ruled out of this either. He's only 4 seconds off the lead. He's catching Aguilera, and I think he's catching the leaders as well.
Yeah, but you have to realize team orders may come into a factor. His teammate is trying to take the win. I think Flaky's just going to back off until his moment to shine is really there. And again, or within the team orders, I don't think he's going to pass his own teammate to try and win this race. That's the last thing you want to do, especially since your teammate is right up there trying to win the championship.
Riding on board with Matter. He's right on the back and very close to the wall there, just nipping the inside there slightly. But Matter looking good on the back of Blizzard. This is where they made contact last time around. Luckily, they're through safely as they come to the highest point on the track. And Matter is on the back of Blizzard. But one more hit of the wall, very close to the wall there, Matter. And Blizzard ran slightly wide. This is going to give Matter a chance down the hill, but surely he's not going to go for it here. It's like committing suicide if you want to try and go for a move there.
Mad to try and create an overtake there. He's got to be patient. You know, you could create one at the exit of this area. Again, that one isn't so dangerous, but it's still not, right here. It's still not the best place to create an overtake. Oh, Mad almost loses it.
Oh my God almighty.
Whew. He's still there.
Oh, there's some heart and mouth moments already. Jesus.
Yeah, Matt is still there. I think that actually helped him get a better exit.
Is he going to get the inside line down in towards the chase at turn 22, I wonder? You're right on the back. 0.2 of a second. Matter on the back of Blizzard. Is he going to go for the inside line? I don't. Oh, he is! Blizzard's down on the outside line.
So close.
Matter nearly into. Oh my God, nearly into the back of him. But great racing between these two. Aguilera is not getting closer to these two either.
And there he goes, up the inside. Nope, never mind.
He's trying his best. He's going to try and put Blizzard off, I think. He's going to try and lure him into a bit of sense of falsehood, really, out on track, where the driver in front is forced into the mistake, and Matter's down the inside line in towards turn 1, but again, just
he's left the door
Blizzard
open.
a bit wide, and that's exactly what I was on about.
He gotta do some NASCAR style now, get some sidetracked, and actually, he's clear of him. Matt has taken the lead.
Blizzard's got the toe though. Blizzard's coming back at Matter, running up the hill towards turn 2. Can he get the move done? It's side by side, and the two McLarens, they make a little bit of contact. Blizzard
he's put him in the wall. He's put him in the wall, and Aguilera's there to take the throne.
Oh, and Aguilera makes contact with Matter as well, just all of that, and takes the lead.
Oh
so
my
Aguilera,
goodness. And yeah, Blizzard's gonna let him by.
Through. Oh my God. Is T2 like this every week?
I'm a little bit different. It's different every week. Let's just check Matt's stream. Oh my goodness, he's into the wall
again. Oh, he's got severe damage to that front end. Maybe a little bit of suspension damage, I should say. Flaky's right on the back. Aguilera is beginning to get away.
Suspension damage, yep. Looks to be suspension damage.
Matter as well, weaving in front of Blizzard, so clearly not happy with the contact that's being made.
Yep, I want to check the stream. It must be severe damage. Yep, they're saying pit-in damage, severe damage. It's only 17 front damage, 2 engine damage, and that's it.
Oh,
but it must be severe enough.
And he's lost his rear wing! Sorry to cut in, he's lost his rear wing!
He's right there with Blizzard. He's still trying to battle with him of some sorts and almost putting him off.
He cannot control that car at all. He somehow lets him through. Oh,
almost,
he's leading to his teammate!
Huh.
Oh my god,
And that's it for Matt.
He's luckily got 20 seconds now to Tiger Kart.
Yep, and that's pretty much it for Matt. His championship is over.
Oh, that is a shame, but you never know. I would honestly say continue, because 30 minutes around here in Bathurst could easily turn into a war of attrition.
That's true, honestly.
Has got to continue.
Yeah, honestly, Maze could still be in it. Where is Maze? He's in 6th place. He's not that far behind. At least he has no damage.
Yeah, Barton high grade might have had a little bit of contact. That's why those guys pitted in. I'm not sure if they picked them up respectively out on track, but both of them have already been into the pits. That's why they are that far behind. Flaky's on the back of Blizzard, though.
Yep. So right now, Matt's going to head into the pits. They got to do a quick stop here. It's not going to be so quick. They have a lot of damage to fix. It's a shame, really. And Flaky's gonna try around the outside, but this time he decides to back out, unlike his teammate.
Goodness me, again, Flaky on the back of Blizzard. Aguilera, by the way, is 4.5 seconds up the road. Flaky is attacking the back of Blizzard. He knows that Blizzard is prone to making a mistake around here now with that contact with Matter, and now Flaky's beginning to come into this. Was one of the guys, actually, that I thought could have a chance of sneaking the win. He's in with a chance, you know.
Yeah, he's definitely there. I mean, Blizzard rubbing up against the wall. Flaky's there in 3rd. I mean, yeah, Flaky does have a win. He's still not within 25 points. Blizzard's off, so we'll see if he can actually go up there and try and take the crown. And Blizzard spun!
Oh!
How much damage?
Into the wall. That, gotta be suspension damage, that.
I mean, every part is still intact. We'll see if it affects him. Yeah, Matt's all the way down to 7th place right now. He's just exiting the pits now. And Aguilera is in Sector 3, so he needs the 2 other championship runners to crash. Well, if Blizzard does pit, which I don't think he will, then we need Aguilera to crash. And by then he still may be in the championship. So it's not that far-fetched for him, but it's going to be a long way to go.
Gonna be a long way to go, but you never know. Count your lucky chickens around here, quite literally, because it's only been 15 minutes, and you've seen as many amounts of contact as you will probably see in a Tier 1 race so far, and Aguilera just made a mistake going into the final corner there, right on board with him.
If I was going to say, right now, Blizzard is closing in a little bit on Flaky. He's trying his best, but even with that spin, he's still quite a ways back. But, yeah, I'm kind of curious. The pace looks pretty even between Flaky and Aguilera. Aguilera's pulling away a little bit. And everything. So I'm quite surprised that he just found himself leading this race. He's not the fastest car, but by any means, racing's not about being the fastest car. It's about being the cleanest, trying to be lucky at the same time, and also having a little bit of pace.
It's trying to be the more consistent driver as well around here in Bathurst, because one touch of the wall will seriously affect your race, as we have already seen. Blizzard is losing time now to Flaky. It's about 4 seconds the gap, 5 seconds slower than him last time around. If I've got to be honest, if I was in Blizzard's position, I would pit, get that damage repaired, and he'd probably still come out ahead of Tiger Kart, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. He'd definitely come out ahead of Matt. I mean, not as much damage as him. He's still running quite fine. I think he's just going to keep going until he rubs the wall even more like that.
Oh, goodness me. Again, very close to the wall for Blizzard. Flaky is beginning to just close in that gap slightly, I think, 5.2 seconds. But nothing really happening now.
So I was going to say, getting ready, 28 minutes left, everything's still good in order. I think Aguilera's just got to be clean, ride this thing out to the end, and he'll be good. I mean, we probably aren't going to get that championship fight like we wanted, but, you know, we got in the beginning of the race, and we saw what happened when that really unraveled throughout the race, and we could see that in Tier 1 between Crusher and Professional. They've been going at it all season long, so and here's the thing, if you feel like you want to see another championship in Pearl down, well, wait an hour long and we'll have Tier 1 for you. Same exact storyline, basically, and yeah, Bathurst is really putting on a great show so far today.
putting on a really good show today, and honestly, Tier 1, I think I would expect to be even better with the terms of battling that we've had so far here in Tier 2. Yep. I mean, we're halfway through.
High Grade's holding up Matt.
And oh,
he's trying to push back to the field, and High Grade's holding him up.
Oh, he's into the wall.
Oh my goodness!
Contact front bumper nearly off on Matter.
That's really not what you want at this point in this championship. You really need to keep pushing through the field. Is he going to let him go? He does have some front end damage.
Oh, he's going to go down the inside, and I think Matter knows now.
Matt
this race
is not too happy.
I mean, it's not his fault at all. High Grade just completely cocked it up, I think, coming down the hill, if I can say
unlucky.
that. And pardon my French. Yeah, he was just unlucky, and Matter was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Let's see if he's going to put on an overtake here. I'm kind of curious. Obviously, he will, but by what means? Oh my goodness, High Grade's going to try defending, and he's going to run into the rear of him. High Grade is giving none of it.
Yeah, he's giving none of it at all. He's really on the back here, on the back foot now, Matter. Is he going to pit in? High Grade is holding him up.
It's only 2 damage.
He's not going to go on the outside into the final corner, is he?
Oh my goodness, he's really going to defend. Is he going to let him by now? What is he going to do?
Weaving behind him, flashing the lights. Yep. He is not happy.
I cannot believe, like, if I were a High Grade, I know you're fighting for position, but at the same time, he's faster than you, he's probably going to get by you, and there's no point, since he's fighting for this championship. That's even worse than being, you know, a lapped car and having the leader come up ahead of you. You know, it's someone who needs to be ahead of you in order to still fight for the championship.
Not going to go down the inside into turn 2, but High Grade's completely messed it up. He's into the wall, and Matter has finally got through for P6, and I think that's just the story of High Grade's race so far.
He used the force.
Went into the wall.
Yeah, he used the force.
Luckily, he's only got a little bit of damage to that car, I think, so it's not too bad.
Yeah, I was going... Oh, a little tap there. Should be all good. I'm watching his stream. I just want to make sure that he doesn't... I'm trying to keep track of the damage a little bit, because I know he's still back there. Blizzard's still fine. Agulator's still fine. I was going to say, when he probably saw Agulator go... Or not Agulator, High Grade go off, he's probably thinking karma in his mind, you know? Just holding me up for a whole lap, and there you go.
Yeah, and I think High Grade has made another mistake at the top of the hill this time, and that was coming through in towards the Dipper and the Skyline section, in fact, this was. And High Grade could be under threat from Bart. Gap's closing down.
A little bit.
Yeah, he's miles ahead, though.
Next driver ahead of Matt is...
Oh, and High Grade's cut the corner.
I think he's just trying to get back to the pits. He's obviously, you know, his slowdown's going to go away because he's just trying to get through the track without hitting the wall.
Oh.
Jeez.
Blizzard's catching Flaky, by the way. It's now 3 seconds to the gap, and Bart letting through Blizzard.
Yeah, he just slapped the wall there, so that was most likely going to happen.
11 seconds, 3.7 seconds of the gap. Blizzard was visibly quicker than Flaky last time around, 0.3 quicker in fact, and Blizzard is beginning maybe to charge back into this, if I can use that lightly without giving him a commentator's curse.
A little bit. We'll see how this one unravels. Getting ready on the straight. Yeah, Blizzard's back in third, 11 seconds behind. I mean, Flaky is falling back from Agulator. I mean, Agulator needs to make a mistake. Blizzard needs to crash one more time with significant damage for Matt to still be in it. Matt could still win it, but it's, again, unlikely. Agulator is, again, really being the one. He hasn't made a single incident so far today. He's hanging on. He's doing well. Blizzard, again, like I said, back there in third. Blizzard is actually... How does the championship work out from him? Because I think Agulator is 10 points behind Blizzard. Hold on a second. I think Blizzard still wins.
Would be leading... Agulator, I think, will be leading the championship at this stage.
I don't think so. Hold on a second. Let me check the points.
It's 9 points the gap.
9 points. I thought it was 10. That's all the difference. If it was 10 points, that'd be a tiebreaker going to Blizzard.
Wow.
But right now, yeah, 1 point is the difference.
Blizzard's off! Blizzard's off through turn 1! Sorry to cut in. Blizzard off through turn 1!
just saying that, and he needed second place, at least second place against Agulator to win this championship. He needed one position, and now it looks like it's not going to happen.
Got caught on the outside curb, I think, and spun the car onto the infield on the grass. Luckily, no damage to that car.
Yeah. So I was going to say, oh, slapped the wall there as well. I'm not sure if he's going to pit. Yeah, I was going to say, like, if Flaky were to crash on the last lap, and Blizzard was still 30, passes him in the final sector, it's sort of like Glock and Hamilton from, oh wait, a little bit, fine, like, he needed one more position to win this championship. I mean, second place for him would have locked it up, but right now, he's still in third, running well. He's 1 point behind Agulator in the championship. Again, if Flaky passes Agulator, then Blizzard wins the championship. Agulator needs to win, and Blizzard needs a position better to win this championship.
Yeah, and look, at the moment, you can probably say it's quite unlucky, but this is Bathurst we are on about. This is the halfway stage as well in the race, and Agulator leads by 8 seconds the gap, as Flaky, I think, made a slight hit to the wall at the top of the hill, and he's lost that time now back out to Agulator, so it's 8.1 seconds running down the straight, but visibly down the straight, Flaky is a lot quicker than Agulator.
Yeah, I will say, I'm watching the stream. Matt is, by the way, setting the quickest laps out there today. A 2:07.7 was his last one. That's his best lap. He's setting qualifying pace. And if Blizzard does end up pitting in the near future, I feel like Blizzard's going to come out behind Matt. That's crucial. That is crucial.
You've got to remember as well, Blizzard might be carrying a minute's worth of repairs on that car. You never know what project cars could throw up out on track, and Blizzard...
He's not going to pit.
Going to come in. Yeah, he's going to stay out there.
The car's still good, and there's no reason. If Agulator makes a mistake, all he needs is a position to win this thing. You know, even if... I was going to say, even if Agulator gets second, Blizzard would still win it. But what were you going to say?
His fuel's looking a bit low. 37 litres.
Yeah, that's quite odd. I mean, compared to everybody else, it's quite higher. But I just don't think they want to risk it. I mean, Agulator is 39. Flaky has 51. Blizzard 36 now. 35 for Tiger Cart. I think the lowest we have in the field was Tiger Cart. And by the way, Bart's in the pits.
Yeah, Bart coming into the pits has made another mistake, I think, out on track, and High Grade was gaining the time anyway, so Bart into the pits and is going to be lapped. I think that's Maze coming past him down the straight into 5th position goes Maze, and Bart obviously at the back of the field. 3/10 off his personal best there, Maze. Agulator low, looking dominant, but I can see a little bit of visible damage
high grade spun.
Right-hand side.
Tiger Cart almost ran into him.
That was up into turn 2. That corner is really his wrongdoing out on track.
Yep. I think Matt may have gotten some more damage. Either that or he's just a second off, but now that windshield is cracked, I'm not sure what happened. I mean, I don't see any damage added, but he could have slapped the wall of some sorts. But again, he's still trying to push against Maze. He's gaining on Maze, and he could put on an overtake by the end of this race. We'll see. But as it stands right now, I think Matt is completely out of it. He needs a lot of luck in order to come back from this one, especially Maze as well. Maze would need to win this race and have all these guys not finish, or at least be 6 or lower of some sorts.
Yeah.
I think
yeah. Oh, go on. What were we going to say?
No, I was going to say, since we have 8 people in the lobby and not 10, if everyone finishes, no matter what happens, I don't think Maze can win the championship since there's only 8 people in the lobby. So I think, yeah, technically he's out of it, but you know, you never really count anyone out until the final minutes or so.
I think Maze might have made a slight mistake, possibly, because Mata is now 7 seconds off him.
Possibly. I think he's just trying to go ultra-conservative around this track and not hit...
Mata! Oh my Jesus almighty, nearly went into the wall, down into the braking zone, at the top of the hill.
He's pushing, he's trying.
He's trying, and he nearly gave me a bloody heart attack. Goodness me.
So 18 minutes left.
Again, Mata.
What was that?
I'm saying, don't do that to me ever again, Mata.
I mean, Matt has been really putting on a show today, and his charge back to the field, it's been very interesting, and something I find interesting is that High Grade's already a minute and a half behind him. After he passed him like 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, and I think that is due to him coming back into the pit and with having contact with the wall, and High Grade is under pressure. Again, if he makes another mistake and Bot doesn't, that could be a swap of positions out on track. So High Grade has got to be careful he doesn't hit the wall again.
Yeah, we'll see how this thing turns out. 17 minutes left. We are on lap 13, and Agulator is lapping around, I would say 7/10 quicker than Flaky. We'll see how this one pans out, but Blizzard is falling behind. Tiger Card is only 20 seconds behind, and again, as this thing unravels, you know, Matt needs a lot to happen. Blizzard needs Flaky to take the lead, which probably won't happen. A lot of these guys needs things to happen. And Agulator, he's in a position where he likes to be. I mean, he was not here last week. It made the championship a little bit more interesting. He is 9 points to the deficit. And he is now leading this race and leading the championship by 1 point over Blizzard. And I don't even know how to Matt. Some sorts. He's quite a ways ahead of him now. But, you know, Agulator, it's in his hands to hold on as we have 16 and a half minutes left in Bathurst.
As it stands, currently, I'm just going through my quick maths. Agulator leading on 180 points currently out on the track. Blizzard in second on 179. And Matter in third on 168 points. But look at the gap to him and Maze. That is coming down literally every step of the way. That's not 1 second as you see on your screen. It's more like 5 seconds, I think.
I think he's going to be right there if we check in. Hey, you could see him a lap ago. He wasn't even visible. Now he looks like a little ant out there. By the beginning of next lap, he'll probably be right on the gearbox of him. We'll see. Again, he's trying to pick up 5th place here, and I think that's the most he'll get out of this race, but we'll see. All the points are needed just in case if anything else happens. You know, it's important to try and stay ahead, but for Matt, he's just trying to make up any positions lost. I don't think he's going to get 4th. 5th will probably be the most he'll get.
Looking at the gap, I'm just counting it up in my head. It's about 4.7, 4.8 seconds in terms of Matter to Maze at this stage. And again, Matter needs a major miracle. He needs a mass disconnect or a mass crash at this stage for him to win the championship. He's out of it, but he's getting one hand nearly on that title again. And he's coming back in for it slowly but surely.
Yeah, and looking through this, I'm quite happy to see Agulator up there having the success after the frustration of disconnecting last week and thinking he's out of the championship hunt. He was the ultimate underdog, you know, entering today. But, you know, every single race he's done ever since Le Mans, where he flipped, he's gotten a podium. He has the pace to win the championship, and that's why he's up there leading. You know, pace, although, isn't that necessary at this track. It's just being clean, not hitting the wall. Matt and Blizzard had the pace, but they've been hitting the wall the entire race. And Agulator, he was a second or two off, but he has not hit the wall at all today, and Maze is going to let by Matt for 5th.
Yeah, Matt's getting the move done on Maze. I think, actually, Maze might have made a slight mistake there. I'm not sure if it was a let-through of sorts, but Matt is through anyways. He's through on Maze, and that now promotes him to 170 points out on track. Again, it is too little for him. Matt essentially has got to win this race to win the championship. Basically,
yeah. It's unfortunate, but the way it runs right now, again, it's in Agulator's court, and then it goes to Blizzard and then Matt. And again, Matt did lead the championship, I think, for one race. You know, and even last race, I mean, Blizzard finished ahead. That's why he got the championship lead back. After Agulator took it for a race, then Matt took it, and then Blizzard took it back. And now Agulator's going to take it back if we finish where we are now. I mean, 13 minutes left or so, 13 and a half, I should say. A minute behind from Agulator is Matt, but if we check with Agulator, the gap is still at roughly 8 seconds. And Agulator's lap times are starting to fall down to the 2:10s, while Flaky's is staying consistent. He's starting to gain a little bit, but even then, Agulator is a couple tenths faster than Flaky compared to a second or so from what it was previously.
Yeah, 5/10ths of a second, I think he's getting this lap as Flaky on the back of Agulator. And Agulator's doing a good job out on track, keeping it consistent. Him and Flaky arguably have been the ones that have not hit the wall out on track. And I think that is the difference between a man and a boy, not a man and a woman out on track.
You're still on about it.
And remember as well, actually, I'm just looking at the constructors, and we've still got that constructors battle
that is
as well
true.
between ILRT and Team Papaya.
Yeah, and luckily for ILRT, they have 2 cars out on track. Papaya has 1, but Blizzard is ahead of Matt, so I think that may make up for it a little bit. But then again, Flaky is ahead of Blizzard, so we'll see how that pans out. So it's just 10 points for Matt, plus 18, so 28 points for ILRT compared to Papaya's 15. Whereas Caraculo has 25 points exiting this round if they finish where they are now. So Constructors will definitely be one that ILRT will be very, very happy with. It'll be sad that they didn't get the Drivers' Championship, but, you know, a fantastic team effort this entire season. I mean, Flaky won at Le Mans earlier this season, beating Speedsta on the last lap. What a miraculous race that was. But Matt's 3 wins as well, with Flaky's 1. The most with any team so far, actually. I think Papaya has 6 wins, but Speedsta has not raced in a long time since he was promoted to Tier 1.
Yeah, Speedster as well, doing that double stint. I've been seeing him in the 24 hours of F1 as well today, and the earlier rounds of that. And
Speedster's not racing today, unfortunately. Just want to point that out there. Yeah,
I think he's doing the 24 hours of F1.
No, I mean, he's not racing CRC today.
He's not racing CRC today. Yeah.
Because of the 24 hours of F1. That's totally fine. As he has nothing to fight for in this season finale. Maybe just, a top 10. That's all. A top 10 in the championship. And in Tier 1, it's been ultra competitive. Top 10 in Tier 2. Just show up to one race and you probably got it. In Tier 1, very, very competitive for top 10 in points. I think Andy is on the brink of the bubble there. He could get a top 10 in the championship. Same with John Dog. Let me check that in a second.
Yeah, just having a look at the constructor standings. I mean, if you want to be inspired more by tuning in to Tier 1, I'll just read through the top 3 of the standings now. Crusher on 207, Professional on 203, Ash on 191, 16 points coming into the gap for the top 3. It's going to be an interesting one for Tier 1, so make sure you stay tuned for that. And while you're at it, like, comment and subscribe, and tick that notification bell if you are new, of course. Flaky, by the way, just losing the time now to Aguileta. Aguileta's been a lot quicker this time around. 9.6 seconds the gap for the Spaniard out on track, and that gap is extending out to about 10 seconds now. So it looks like the Porsche is going to take the win. Fingers crossed I don't curse anybody else tonight.
Yeah. 10 minutes left. Yeah, I'm looking at the points. For Tier 1, I would like to mention we have an Aussie among us for the Australian Grand Prix. He'll be running his first home race in CRC for the first time ever. John Dog will be among us. He's raced a lot of F1 and V8 supercars on Project Cars and on other sims, so Bathurst will, he knows it by the back of his hand, and I expect him to be up towards the front, especially even in that Cadillac. I feel like he's going to push that car to its limits. He knows this track. He's grown up around this track, and for John Dog, he's making a comeback. He's making a return, as he hasn't raced in 7 weeks, and Flaky's going quite slow. Or not Flaky, Agulator, but I just think he doesn't want to hit the wall with 9 minutes left. But, John Dog, I feel like John Dog will be quite a force to reckon with in Bathurst. But again, you still have Crush and Professional and Ash, who have been putting hours and hours and hours of practice. I think they're going to be up there as well. But we'll see how Tier 1 comes down to. And since it's the season finale, it's going to be highly contested.
It will be highly contested. And I think, speaking about John as well, what will carry him through in that race is the home advantage. He is an Australian boy at the end of the day, and I think, honestly, he could be the one. That could be a bit of a surprise package here tonight within Tier 1. But, I mean, with 8 minutes and 40 seconds left to go, everything else has now completely blown by the wayside. Bart, by the way, is into the pits again, but is still continuing on for those points out on track, which is good to see. And Blizzard now has reduced the gap to 10 seconds. And looking last time around, Blizzard was 6/10 quicker than Flaky.
Yeah, he did put in a 2:09 if he continues his pace. I mean, I don't think he's going to gain on Flaky, but Flaky needs to make a mistake for Blizzard to go on by, and, that'd be the difference in winning the championship and not. I mean, Flaky is slower than Blizzard. I don't want to sound like, Germany 2010, but, Flaky is slower than Blizzard at the moment. Whether or not they'll swap positions by the end of the race, that is crucial. That determines this championship. We have 8 minutes left, and then Blizzard needs a big mistake from Flaky if he wants any chance of winning this championship.
Oh, that was Matt just hitting the wall there on the right-hand side, just coming through into the top of the hill. But again, Matt is closing in on Tiger Car. It's 13 seconds the gap. Look, judging by the pace, If he's closing on him about 3 seconds a lap, he's going to be right on top of him by the end of the race, and it's now 10 seconds of the gap out on track. Mata is getting into this, but he's going to not produce the impossible, I'm afraid.
I reckon he could honestly get by Tiger Card. He'd need a slight mistake from Tiger Card, but he's not too far behind. I honestly think it's still possible for him to get that, and for Blizzard to get by Flaky, that's, again, that seems impossible. There are, things that could happen, but with 7 minutes left, it seems unlikely. I mean, now Matt is 10 seconds behind. He gained 2 seconds alone there, and honestly, I feel like he could catch Tiger Card if he continues that pace, but right now, Blizzard is still 10 seconds behind Flaky. He needs that position to win the championship.
Yeah, but just letting through Aguilera for the lead of the race. Mata closing in on Tiger Card. 2 ILRT drivers out on track. Tiger Cart, of course, being signed to ILRT today. And Mata is just at a 2:07.4.
Quickest lap, and that's what he needs if he wants to gain Tiger Card. I mean, Tiger Card just set a 2:13. That's exactly what he needed if he really wants to gain him in the next couple of laps. He could try and get by for 4th.
He is doing a good job out on track. It's still 10 seconds to gap. Well, 9.5 actually if you're being picky, but Mata is closing that gap to Tiger Cart out on track. But it's going to take something special, I think. It's going to have to take a big hit on the wall for Tiger Cart and for him to lose the time for Mata to get through up into 4th position. And judging by this race, I think it's pretty much been sorted for the last 20 minutes or so.
Yeah, I mean, this has been a great race so far. Even with minimal passing, it's been intense. We've seen that championship fight out, that we haven't seen in CRC in such a long time. Season 2 was a blowout. Season 3, oh my goodness, even more than a blowout. So Season 4, the fact that we have both tiers within just points, that you could grab in your hands within each other, that's fantastic. That a lot of these guys have been putting in the time. Close towards the top of the table, and as I say that, only 7 seconds behind Matt is now. He's gained 3 seconds that lap alone, and he almost hits the wall. That's been the trickiest part for him on this track.
Has been the really tricky part for Matt on the track, and Tiger is beginning to be hunted, quite literally, by ILRT Mata out on track, and Mata is closing him down. And the McLaren beginning to get a little bit closer. It's about 7.5 seconds, the gap roughly. But Tiger Cart, look at the damage he's got on the left side. He's going to have to continue on. And that is why Mata is closing in at a rate of knots. Because that's and he's gone off it through the final corner. How on earth he's kept that at the wall is judgment from him. How on earth? But that car looks to me as if it might have a little bit of suspension damage. It looks a bit unstable running up through the straight.
We'll see. 4 minutes left. He's off again in turn 1. Matt could get 4th here. We'll ride on board. It doesn't really matter that much. But we'll see how this one comes out. 4.5 minutes left. And he's within 6 seconds. And he could get 2 extra points. Again, they don't mean that much. But, position closer to Blizzard if he makes a mistake. Which, again, probably won't happen. Since with 4.5 minutes left, I'm quite surprised with how Blizzard has been today. This entire season, he did blow a 62-point lead in this championship, and he's going to lose this championship, but I'm really impressed with how he's raced today at Bathurst. I wasn't expecting him to be this, this clean. He stayed off the wall. I mean, even at times when he did, get some damage, he's managed a very well race.
Yeah, he's doing a great job out on track as Blizzard, and I've got to be honest, he's probably the one of the ones that has been consistently quicker than the guys ahead, but he just hasn't caught that gap up. And Blizzard is looking towards, of course, the Project Cars 2 Championship. Probably next season, I would imagine. Aguilera obviously outpacing him at this stage, but 3.5 minutes to go. I have been in this position before, commentating on a big championship battle before here in TTG, and Aguilera might mess it up. I'm just saying it could all go a bit belly up for him on the final lap. I don't want to see that happen, but it would be great to see for you guys as the viewers and for us as commentators.
Well, again, don't say that.
He
is on lap 20. He should be coming to the final lap this time by. It should be the penultimate lap now. He is slowing his pace down a little bit, but that's because he just wants to, carry through a clean race. He doesn't want to risk anything.
Not too far off his personal best, actually.
Yeah, again, Blizzard is still 10 seconds behind no matter what as he runs wide there. Again, like I said, no matter what happens, he's still 10 seconds back. No matter if he makes a mistake or he, gains 2 seconds at lap, he's still always 10 seconds behind Flaky. I mean, Flaky has been ultra consistent to Blizzard's time as well, so that's quite shocking to see. But if we look with Matt in Tiger Card as they approach their second to last lap, he's only a couple seconds behind, and the question whether or not he gets by will really be quite interesting. That'll probably be the final overtake on track.
It will be. I think it'll be a great battle on the final lap here for ILRT Mata and Tiger Kart. Of course, both now ILRT drivers, which is important to recognise. But is there going to be any orders out on track, I wonder, between them both? I don't think there will be, and I think Mata is just looking completely outpacing Tiger Kart at this stage. But full credit to Tiger Kart. I mean, he was into the wall on lap 1. He's hit the wall numerous times through the race, but he's kept on going, and somehow he's ended up in 4th. I didn't expect him to be in that position. Oh, and he hits the wall again.
Yeah, and he's right there, a minute 30 something. And I want to check the fuel. 9 liters in Blizzard's tank. And actually, we're still going to have 2 more laps of racing left. I thought that'd be towards the end. Or actually, no, this should be the final one. Never mind. Unless he
it's the final lap, I was going to say.
Yeah, it should be the final lap. And Blizzard hopes it's a final lap, as he's probably going to cross the line.
Oh, Tiger Kart's in the wall! Tiger Kart into the wall, down the hill. Sorry to cut in there, but Mata is going to get through down the Conrad Straight. Surely that was a heavy hit with Tiger Kart down, and the Ferrari is trying to defend here. Look at ILRT Mata go on that inside line, and the McLaren surely is going to outpace the Ferrari in a straight line drag speed race. Down the Conrad Straight towards Chase, and ILRT Mata is through, and he's up into P4. It helps him up slightly in the championship, but Tiger Kart hitting that wall costly.
Yeah, I was going to say, they just signed a contract today. I don't think they would want to get off onto a bad first impression, I should say. We'll see how this one goes. Final lap for these two. Aguilator leads, knowing the final lap of Season 4 Tier 2. It's been a tricky and rough ride. He didn't even do the first 2 races, and Blizzard has missed 2 races as well, so they're on even footing, I should say. They crashed out of a couple, and it's been a rough road, but for Aguilator, what a season it has been. He only has 1 win. Today will be win number 2. If we look at the championship standings, and honestly, looking at him, he's come back from missing last weekend's race to winning this championship. He is right there, as he is on the back straightaway for the final time. Blizzard is 8 seconds behind Flaky. Flaky would need to make a mistake for anything to happen in this championship. Anything, but right now, Aguilator, he is setting on Cell to try and win this thing. He was 9 points back on Blizzard entering this round. However, he's going to come out on top by 1 point, slowing it down against High Grade. High Grade finally says, I'll let you by to a championship contender. But as we approach the final corner, this is something Aguilator he's going to be very proud of. Final corner, it is for the Spaniard in Caraculo from Spain. And what a result. Win number 2, and Tier 2 champion is Aguilator. He wins it in Bathurst. The Australian Grand Prix belongs to Aguilator. Blizzard was gaining on Flaky, but Flaky is going to cross the line to confirm it. Second place, and there it is. Aguilator has won it. Oh my goodness.
Blizzard across the line in 3rd. Oh, how we wish that race could have went a little bit better for him out on track. If he didn't hit the wall, and there's a little bit of contact after the race there from Flaky and Blizzard. Mata, by the way, in 4th. Tiger Kart made another mistake. Oh my god, what's happened here? Jesus.
I've seen many crashes, wrecked cars behind. What a season it has been. What a season. 1 point. All Blizzard needed to do is somehow in the championship just either not crash out or, defend a little bit harder in another race. I don't know. A lot could have happened and a lot should have happened. But for Aguilator, win number 2 of the season, and he's a champion. He's won Tier 2, and what a show these guys have put on. We thought it'd be Matt versus Blizzard. Well, Aguilator came out on top as the underdog and has won this championship.
Came out of nowhere as well, I think, to take the win. Obviously, the contact with Mata and Blizzard really helping him. Massa, by the way, across the line in 4th. He just goes into the back of a Renault there. Tiger Kart across the line in 5th. Drove well to recover, I think, from that lap 1 incident and from him being in the pits as well. He drove a great race to recover. Mays has pretty much kept it quite clean, just didn't have the pace in the end of the day. But he's going to finish in 6th position. Yeah, he is the final car to be coming across the line. He'd be happy, I think, with his result. He's kept it relatively out of the wall, which is good to see. And May is going to be across the line to finish in 6th position.
And finally crossing the line. That was a long last lap. I thought I was going to finish. I'm like, who are we waiting on? But congratulations to Agulator, your Tier 2 champion of Season 4. Congratulations. It's been a long, long road till the end. Bart only doing 18 laps of 21. That's what I just noticed. But what a final race that was. I'm happy I was here for it. How about you?
I was really happy. First race of Tier 2, albeit the season finale, but Agulator, well-deserved, drove really well, and ended up 12 seconds ahead of Flaky, Blizzard 3rd, Massa in 4th, Tiger Kart 5th, Mason 6th, High Grade in 7th, and FC Bot in 8th position. You can ignore the 2 on the bottom.
Yeah, you beat me somehow. I don't know how that happens. But yeah, time to do Tier 1. Thank you everybody so much for watching. That is Tier 2 action. We'll see you momentarily for an even... interesting. I'm not going to say even interesting. Just another championship finale. That'll be just not as high heels as the last one.
Be fantastic. Can't wait.